Marvin here again, another video, and we're looking at the IEM Cologne quarterfinals, which started last night, and we're going to look at Astralis. In my last video, I said I kind of spent a good couple of minutes kind of praising Astralis and how well they have done to make it to the finals, and now they've 2-1 Virtus Pro, and I think it's just I'm just more and more impressed. Like, look at the team. Look how well they're playing. I know it's against Virtus Pro. I don't know what I think about Virtus Pro. I guess I think they're not the greatest. The kind of their their problems on the T side still seem to plague them. And if they don't get a good performance out of Yekinder and Jame, it's kind of hard for them to like. They pretty much need a Yekinder and Jame kind of carry. And I still don't really like the way that Jame plays. The cooling on the T side seems like quite slow, and like all the saving, it's just I guess it's not a very fun experience to watch. I understand why they're doing it, but there's even the game that he just saves every time, never goes for a clutch at any like 1v2. He never gives it a go. Always saves the AWP. And I guess it's the safe play. You get to carry over the AWP into the next round, but I don't see him do enough with the AWP. Well, I guess that's not true. He does play pretty well. Anyway, I was kind of surprised that Virtus Pro made it. Maybe even more surprised that Astralis made it. I mean, I'm very surprised they made the quarterfinals, and then on the decider on Inferno, they really just kind of stomped them, and I was a little bit when I was watching, I was a bit scared. I thought if Astralis didn't win in this overtime game on Dust 2, I thought Virtus Pro were definitely going to be a better Inferno team than Astralis, but they ended up winning 16-8 very convincingly. So shows you what I know, I guess. But yeah, two overtime games in the first two maps, and today's demo we're going to be looking at Dust 2. We're going to be looking at Zipnix. Zipnix had a very good series. You can see overall, plus 19, 1.18 rating, 84 and 65. And yeah, really good performance out of Zipnix. And Bubsky also, I mean, I just think an overall all-round good performance. Dupree struggled on Dust 2 especially, but he had some good rounds on Inferno, and Dupree is a really solid player. I want to do a video about Dupree. I really like Dupree. I don't think I've done one. I've done like 3 or 4 videos on Device, but never one on Dupree. So I think that needs to change. But today's video, like I said, Zipnix on the T side against VP on their pick of Dust 2. And pistol round, they kind of get owned. Run out long, but get insta headshotted. And I think Zipnix is an interesting player to do a demo review on. Generally classified as a support type player, someone that you know plays a lot for the clutch. You see him probably like last alive or second last alive for a lot of rounds, and and you see him trying to yeah, really good in the clutch, really good at the post plants, retakes. just a very skilled player, an intelligent player, but maybe not the aim of some star players. You know, more brain than aim is generally the I guess the preconception that you would have of Zipniks in this team. Mid to B. Wow, that you made the Tech 9 look pretty good there. I don't know if kick it was already low, but he seemed to only tap him a couple of times and he... In my Frozen video that I did a while ago at Flashpoint 3, I was kind of questioning what the... You know, what's going to be the Astralis team going forward now that they've got Bubsky in. And you see in this game they have like multiple players pick up the AWP. I think all 5 players use the AWP at least for one round in this game, which is not very common at all. You generally have a primary and then a secondary, and then maybe an alternative secondary map, maybe on the CT side, very map specific. But they kind of seem to be juggling it around. It seemed like Glaive was very much the primary, at least for most. Like he opted CT side on Overpass, he opted T side here on Dust 2. He picked up on the CT side as well, Glaive. And then Inferno, it was Dupree on the CT side, as Glaive and Zip generally play B together. Don't really need an AWP. Maybe your AWP can go for a pick, but generally your AWP plays Arch and can kind of rotate around. I think even Glaive put out like a interview quote or something where he said he didn't think that Astralis could be a top team without an AWPer, so we lose to time here. Those double mollies onto the default box, and I mean we get 2 kills. But yeah, losing to time, couldn't plant the bomb. That was well played by Virtus Pro. I think Yakinda had like flanked all the way through B through T-spawn, and was kind of, he had cleared all the tunnels and everything, so they kind of had a good idea of what was about to happen. That Astralis were pushing up long, and were able to just use their utility just to deny. Zip first out the long doors. Nice spray. Traded by James and Glaive in the 1v1. And James holding it. Again, we got Zip here at the long doors, getting himself out. But yeah, so even though Glaive was saying how he didn't think that Astralis could be a top team, well, here they are, now in the semi-finals of IEM Cologne. And they've got no AWPA, really. Up against G2, who you could say have no AWPA either, even though it's kind of more defined with G2. You got Amanek, who does it pretty much most of the time, and then Nico that on some T sides he'll pick it up. But yeah, it's mainly Amanek on the CT side that's AWPing. And I kind of think, yeah, like it's obviously tough. I know what Glaive is saying. It's tough without a dedicated strong AWPA. I mean, pretty much all the teams in the top 5 have really strong AWPers. Shiro, you got Simple. Just really, it's so much easier when you have a good AWPA. Especially an AWPA that's going to get you a lot of opening picks. On T side especially. Just invaluable, really. Again, looks like Zip's role is just the long lurker, and he played that really well. Just picked in really good timing to do that, and caught James not looking, and then another nice spray down. Interesting that he didn't go for like the try and line up the one tap or something. He just went. It's just as soon as he saw him, he just sprayed him down. We saw that in the previous round as well. He just very comfortable spraying down from long range with the AK. Again, Zip out first long doors. See how he just always jumps to blue? And he's really just his main goal is just to get out. He's not trying to, as he's coming out, he's not trying to fight. He just wants to get out long and just cross to blue so he's safe. Allow it so his other teammates can get out. Not sure what that smoke is. Looked interesting though. And you can see that Glaive dropped him. They switched guns, so he's now going to AWP for this round. There's one on the side still. What a reaction there. Oh my god. I remember this round from the game. This was such a crazy round. Also want to see this from Glaive's perspective. So James Long, and he heard him drop, and he knew that he was elevator. He kind of Glaive was trying to fake the sound that he was going B, but James kind of read the play and was holding the elevator position there, but just Glaive too quick apparently. It just gets out, just swings and peaks. And again, Zip getting out long. So over in the other quarterfinal, I mean, maybe you're watching this, you might be surprised that I'm not covering that game. Was Gambit and FaZe, and FaZe managed to beat Gambit, and that's very exciting. So they're going to be playing Navi tonight. But I did just do a FaZe video with Rain. But I probably want to make one about Twist because he's in some real good form. Really impressive. And now that they've got some eco frags for Zip here. Yeah, ever since they've dropped the benched Cold and they're playing with Olaf now. I mean, I thought it was going to be a temporary thing when they did that. It just seemed like, was Olaf really someone that they were looking to replace Cold Zera? Or was it just because they, he was available, he was there, and they could, and I guess Carrigan likes him. They've played together a lot. A good communicator. Someone, they had to make a change with how poorly things were going. So, I think. Look at this. Look at this fast round by Astralis. I really like Glaive's cooling. I just like that switch up of having such a fast round. Not a lot of, you don't see a lot of teams like, especially teams like Gambit. It just seems like a default every single round. I know that's not true. I know that they do have some quicker rounds, but just if you watched my video about Kiebi, we watched the 2017 Atlanta Major back from Kiebi's point of view, and it's just such an interesting like look back at the Astralis calling from on the T side. And he did think, and the Astralis did stuff like that where they would change things up and really have a fast round, increase the pace, especially those outside hits. Another faster round, just B execute. And it's interesting to have Bubsky and Dupree on the same team because you would think that they're kind of similar players, like two absolute soldiers with really good aim. And I think if you told them to run through a brick wall 100 times, they would do it 100 times. Wow, what a flash and peak with Zip and Glaive here in the clutch. 1v1, Chain on the box, but no time. 14-12. So you saw in that round, you had Bubsky and Dupree just first in. They just got mowed down. But like I said, you're going to have Zip that's going to play for these clutches, and he's just such a smart player. And also means that Glaive doesn't have to do so much entry fragging, and you can see the benefit of that with that real nice team play of the flash, the tunnels, so that Zip could peek, and it's just a free kill. I mean, there's definitely some nice pieces in this Astralis team. I mean, you've got Zonic, you got Glaive, you got Dupree, you got Magus, and then Bubsky. He's really been fragging well, and I mean they're messing with Dupree a bit because of I think they're kind of giving some of Dupree's roles to Bubsky, and then they're making Dupree try and be an All-Pro, and then maybe not. It's taking some adjusting, but if they can figure it out, I mean Astralis could be okay. So we jump across, and Glaive gets that peek onto Carl. Magus alive on his own. Yeah, I'm really impressed with Astralis. I just never thought that they would get back to this level. Up against G2, like I said, in the semi-final. So I'm not sure how well that. I mean, I think G2 are still a better team than Astralis. Another 3v2, this time Zip and Magisk. And this time they can't win it. I guess what I'm trying to say is that they're still, the core of this team is still good. This is still the core of the four major wins, the dominant Astralis, even without Device. I know Device is a very good player. Just running out with the Mac 10 was Zip. I think this is a 2v2. You got James Long. Okay, nice shot by Glaive. And I think James saves, I remember this. Just doesn't even go for that round. Yeah, it really would be a shame if the Astralis just fall apart. Again, we're first out, and again we just cross to the blue bin. I remember this from the broadcasts. Yeah, Zip kind of. I think he, for some reason he thought that there was a molly at his feet. That's way through the smoke down, but then he just I guess got a little flustered and and threw the molly onto himself, which was not the smartest play. And since he'd already thrown his smoke out, he couldn't extinguish it. He had to move forward. But yeah, I really would be it would seem silly to kind of blow this team up just because no device. But I'm not sure what's next for, like, if this is the team they're just going to keep together. Like, for the major, I guess this is the team they're taking to the major. With how the RMR points and things, you, like the cost of the RMR points for changing a player. Just patrolling the long is again, it's Zip's job just to be the long lurk. Okay, but this time he's going to join his teammates up short. Oh my god. I think Glaive saw him kick it there and just commed it over to Zip to spam that smoke. Three v two. And pick up that round. Oh, I remember this round as well. So they spam in the doors and they actually tag. They take both the players crossing. So they're both low. I think it's Buster here with 1 HP in the window with the AWP. And you know, when you're spamming the doors and they have to either wait or they take a bunch of damage with the auto sniper, with the DAC, makes sense to capitalize on that and go to the B bomb site, the weaker site. And they pick it up. 2 T-side rounds. Probably makes sense, it's a T-sided map. Yeah, I just remember when watching this, I'm thinking they should win this because if they go to Inferno, I think it's a better map for VP. And they're looking good on Dust. I mean, they kind of let them come back. Kick it, not expecting him to stick around up close. Even though they did some molly damage, so they should have heard it. And he threw a nade in, which did a bunch of damage to both of them in there. Zip just playing with no fear. Three v 5 and we've pushed bedroom. And we kill Jame with the org. They got 2 chances, 2 match points. So, watching this, I'm thinking, okay, they've got it. But what if you establish a crossfire in the pit? Okay, and we go try to push it this round in a 5v5 and it doesn't work out so well. Another match point though, even though they lost that round. Minute on the clock. We got no util and the smoke's fading, so we're gonna have to fall back. Fall back to the site. We're very scared of the long lurker. And there he is, we find him, but Sanji gets the kill. We're into another OT. There's no time for Zip. Nothing he can do. He got all the kills, but no time. That's the second time he's being caught doing that in OT. I guess VP are the team that you really cannot get away with doing that. I think a lot of teams really. We do get a straight smoke kill by spamming the smoke with the AUG. Remember that. Sanji was full blind. Okay. Get one CT round. Back on the T side. Didn't really work out that round. And spoiler alert, this round isn't going to work out too well either. Or is it? Maybe it is. They got 2 entries on the B side. Do they lose this round? I can't remember. I thought it was 22-19. But maybe I'm wrong. Seems very hard to lose from this position. 2v5. Okay, I'm gonna say this is unlosable. It's 16k OT, so doesn't really matter about, you know, trying to save guns. Wow. What a shot. Just spam the gap and spam that smoke through the gap in the doors. And I guess they killed Buster, so they know he's generally on B side, so the plan is just to go B. You get another one on the entry on the B side, but it's just glaive left in a 1v3. And they lose. They lose that map. But like I said, they win in Inferno, which I wasn't expecting at all. And then if we look at the semi-finals, we've got G2. I think it's going to be tough for Astralis to beat G2. And then, like I said, FaZe beating Gambit. Very, very impressive. So Na'Vi FaZe, that'll be a very good game. I think both of these will be good games. So looking forward to that. Anyway, thank you for watching. And I'll catch you in the next video, which will probably be from one of these semi-finals, if not both. And then we'll see. Alright, catch up.